All right, so picking up section 5.4, some indifference formulas, we have to find the exact value for the sine of 75. And we know lots of angles, so somehow we have to get a value of 75 from the angles that we know. How can we come up with 75? Katie, you know? 45 plus 30? Sure, that'll work. There are multiple things that would work. That's one of them. So we have to do sine. Let's do sine of 45 plus 30. So we're going to go up and we're going to plug that into our sine addition, our sum formula. It says to do sine 45 times cosine plus cosine 45 times sine 30. Never mind. And then you guys are going to yell out to me, sine of 45. That was 2 people. Sine of 45. Radical 2 over 2 is the correct answer. Cosine 30. Ooh, that was pretty fast. Cosine 45. Let's try it again. Cosine 45. The 45s for sine and cosine are the radical 2 over 2s. They're both. So that one should go really fast. Radical 2 over 2. And sine of 30? 1/2. All right, we multiply straight across. We get radical 6 over 4 plus radical 2 over 4. Combine by the common denominator. Radical 6 plus radical 2 over 4. Can I add those together? No. So this is done. All right, the next part you have to do in the homework, but maybe you didn't quite get it. You knew I wasn't going to grade it yet, so if you didn't get this part in the homework, just ask questions, or maybe this will help you figure it out. This says write the expression as the sine, cosine, or tangent of an angle. So we need to look and see which one this formula looks like. So I'm going to notice that it is sine, cosine multiplied together, and it's subtraction. We look over here and we look for the one that is sine, cosine multiplied together, and it has subtraction. So I'm going to rewrite it as sine something, take away something else. So sine, and it's going to be 60 degrees minus 45 degrees, which is sine 15. Now in the assignment, I did this page in the assignment, it was the very first page. If you did this page in the assignment, you actually had to find that answer also. But I'm not going to do that right now because we already know how to find the answers from the front page. And I believe in the assignment, I give you ones that you be able to look at and be like, oh, that's sine of 30, 1/2. I think they were easy in the assignment. Okay, next one. I noticed that it's cosine, cosine, and subtraction, and then sine, sine. So which one's cosine, cosine, and subtraction? It's the cosine that has addition, the sum cosine. So I'm going to do cosine of 45 plus 120, which is cosine 165. And then in the homework, you actually find the answer for that, but we're not going to do that right now. And the third one, I'm not sure. Is it sine, cosine, or tangent formulas? Okay, but which one is it? Is it the addition or subtraction? It's the subtraction, so we're going to do 68 minus 115. You do need to put it in order because I'm going to get a different answer if I do 115 minus 68. So make sure you put it in order. 68 minus 115. Simplify that, we get tangent of negative 47 degrees. No, maybe, yeah, I guess you could, but like really if I were going to be answering this, I would have to answer tangent 68. Like I would have to go all the way to this one here. And I couldn't do this one without a calculator anyway. So for this one, if I had to answer this, I would basically be typing this into the calculator. Tangent negative 47 degrees. Now if this was like 30 minus tangent 120 or something like that, I could answer it. But these I don't even know. All right. The last section is the stuff that you probably saw, and that was the part where I was like, you don't even need to do this yet, because I really wanted to go over it. It seems confusing. It's really not that bad. It says find the exact value of the trigonometric function given. So we're given pieces of this. We're given some clues. We know that sine of angle u, remember u is an angle. Sine of angle u is 3/5. Cosine of angle v is negative 5/13. And u and v are in quadrant 2. Now, u and v are different angles. So I'm going to just draw two completely different coordinate planes because they're different angles. I don't want to place them on top of each other. They're both in quadrant 2. It's too confusing to look at. So I'm just going to separate them. And we'll do angle u for this one. And it says that it's in the second quadrant, and sine is, whoa, that was ugly, 3/5. So I drew a triangle where sine is 3/5. And then angle v, also same quadrant, cosine is going to be negative 5/13. Now it's asking me to find sine u plus v. I'm going to write the formula for sine u plus v so we don't have to keep flipping over. It's sine u cosine v plus cosine u sine v. Sine is the one that has sine cosine, and sine keeps the exact same addition or subtraction. Cosine's the one that's weird. It's not sine's fault, it's cosine's fault. So what do we have to do? We have to find this. The problem that you might think is that I don't know the angles. You might think that's a problem. Maybe not. But that's what a lot of people think is the problem at first, because I need to know sine of what angle and cosine of what angle, but I don't know the angles. They're u, here's angle u, and here's angle phi. I don't know what they are, and I actually don't need to know what they are, because what is the sine of u? It's given to me. So this answer right here, I don't even need to know what the angle is. I just need to know the sine is 3/5. And what's the cosine v? It's given, negative 5/13. Now the tough part. We need to know the cosine of angle u. So I'm going to go to my graph that I have u, and I need to know the cosine. Very close. What is the x value? Negative 4, because it's in the second quadrant, and negative 4/5 would be the cosine of u. And gosh, that was a triple. Easy. How about the sine of angle v? 12/13. It was a triple. So now we multiply fractions straight across. Negative 15 over 65 plus negative 48 over 65. Common denominator, so I can add the numerators. Negative 63 over 65. There's just one thing that I would suggest that you check, because I got the sine of u plus v is this number. Tell me, what is like the range of values that sine could be between? What's like the minimum value and the maximum value that sine always is? It's like -1 to +1. That's the sine values. Does this fit in between -1 to +1, or is it potentially might? So there's one way, just seeing if you're doing it right. Of course, you could do, it could match up and you still did it wrong, but at least that's one way to maybe just kind of check. All right, so find the exact, yes. Yeah.
So is that negative 63 over 65? Like what is that?
The answer. That is the sine of angle U plus angle V.
And so,
Here, let's do this.
like, why do we add them then?
Oh, my battery's low. Why do we add them?
Yeah, it just says find the distributed value of 3 over 5, or sine is 3 over 5, and cosine negative 5.
Why don't we add those?
Not why,
Oh.
why, like, how do you know that that's like telling you to add?
It's just because it's telling me, yeah, this you will need this piece of information to know what to do.
Like whenever it gives you like a sine and a cosine, it's just automatically like add. Because it doesn't, like, it just says find. Like, are those, like, if sine U equals 3 over 5 and cosine V equals negative 5, like, are those like one angles? Like,
No, because U is one angle, and V is a completely separate angle. I think I can find these angles for you, and maybe
It's like,
it'll make more sense if I actually told you the angle values.
it's like, are you adding like those angle values together though?
No.
And, like,
I mean, I would be. I'm going to. Let me show you.
All right.
Let me show you. Okay. So, in order to actually find this angle, you need to do inverse sine. So I'm going to do inverse sine of 3/5. Oh, but I'm going to put it in degrees because it's just a little bit easier for us to understand it in degree mode, I think. Because this won't give me a radian. It won't give me a nice radian answer. So, so I'm doing 3 divided by 5, and that's telling me it's 36.87 degrees. Okay. Except for it's in. So 180 minus that. 143.13 degrees. Okay. And then this angle here would be sine negative 5 divided by 13. That gives me 112.62 degrees, okay? So now, if I just do the sine of U plus V, the sine, I have the newer calculator, so I'm just going to go grab those answers to make it as accurate as possible. So what I'm doing is I'm doing the sine of this angle plus I get negative 0.969. What is negative 63 divided by 65? 5. Okay, so what I'm doing is without having to find the angles, I need the sine at, gosh, what degrees would that be? Let me try it this way too. I'm finding the sine at this plus, I'm finding the sine at 225.75 degrees. That's what I'm really doing for this question. Okay. Yeah, so I'm finding the sine of 255.7 degrees.
So it's just like a way to deal with that calculator.
Yeah. Where you'd ever have to do this,
Yeah.
I really don't. But it's just good to think about things in a different way, because if problem-solving skills to find something else, maybe it's not this kind of thing that you use. It's just showing you there's other ways of doing things, and you're just having your brain think a different way.